Hello, welcome to another episode of Commander Fodder. So we're up to Scourge, and we have these Scourge theme decks listed in front of us. If you've watched a previous video, the set musings video for the set, you'll know I've already made a choice, but I'm going to go through the theme decks anyway, just so you know what was around in that particular set. So 4 decks. 460 card decks. One of them was a Goblin tribal theme deck, mono red. Pretty interesting. Was obviously pulling in cards from previous sets in the block, and probably maybe even the core set. The rares are Siege Gang Commander and Sulfuric Vortex. I actually checked this on Scryfall. This has actually been reprinted quite a number of times. The next deck was Max Attack, which is a blue-green theme deck, which has this beast and mana cost 6 or higher theme going on. Then there's a deck called Pulverize, which is a blue-red deck where converted mana cost matters, and it's a tribal theme in there. Probably several tribes by the looks of things. And then we've got Storm Surge, which is a white-blue theme deck that is based around the Storm mechanic and White Weenie. And just to go back over, so the Max Attack deck was Final Punishment and Root Elemental as the rares. The Pulverized deck was Mischievous Quainar, I think that is, and Parallel Thoughts as the 2 rares. And then finally Storm Surge, Ageless Sentinel and Mind Desires. So let's just go back up to the top one, because that was the one that I've chosen. So I'm going to build a mono red EDH deck, or get Architect to help me build one. We're going to start off with the Goblin mob deck. Interestingly enough, I went through my my analytics on Google, and I've actually unboxed this deck in paper. So sometime in 2013, I picked up this deck. My suspicions are I must have picked it up in Toronto, maybe, unless I found it on eBay. And when I was sort of over there. So November 2013, there's a video of me on my channel unboxing this. So what I'll do, I'll include a link in the description if you're interested. So that was 8 years ago. Wow. Yeah, 8 years ago. I think the channel's now been going well over 10 years. So yeah, I'll switch over to Architect. Here we go. So this is the full Goblin mob deck. So 20 mountains, 2 Goblin Burrows, and 2 Forgotten Caves. If you remember, there were utility lands in the main set. In here, I've pulled in the artwork from the main set, from the Onslaught set. And you can see, yep, 29 goblins in here. Let's have a look as we're in here and see what this curves out like. Yep. So the Siege Gang Commander is the highest CMC at 5. So you can see here most other stuff. Yeah, the vast majority of the cards are 3 mana or less. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that are 4 mana or more. So pretty low mana curve. We've got a couple of X spells as well, where we can, invest excess mana. We've got Enrage in here and Waver Indifference. And if you watch my set musing set, you'll know that Enrage is is a colour shifted card from I think it's Hal from Beyond, which is in black from Alpha. So let's switch over to the sort of commanderized seed, as I've sort of referred to it. So what I've done is I've converted these all to 1-drops. I could, maybe prune out some of the less formidable goblins, but I'm just going to leave that as it is. Now obviously Siege Gang Commander is just a regular creature, it's not a legendary, so we need a suitable legendary to head this up, and I think I'm going to use Krenko, Mob Boss. So Krenko is 2 and 2 red, tap, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. And what else do we have here? So yeah, the other thing, as I often do, I'm going to add some additional seeding. I'm going to add a Battle Cry Goblin. Gives for 1 of the red goblins you control, get +1/+0 and gain haste to end of turn. It's also got Pack Tactics. Whenever Battle Cry Goblin attacks, if you attack with creatures of total power 6 or greater this combat, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. So that's from Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. I just thought it was nice to put this in because if you remember, in this particular set, the set had a thing about power 6. We've got Den of the Bugbear, which is a utility land. So 3 in a red until end of turn. Den of the Bugbear becomes a 3/2 red goblin creature with whenever this goblin attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. It's still a land. And you can tap it for regular red mana. I tracked down Goblin King. I could have put in the alpha version of this. I didn't want to really skew the pricing of the deck too much. So it's $6.99 for a revised edition copy. As opposed to, I'll just show you. So this has been reprinted numerous times in core sets. So if we went for an alpha one, it's $4,000 we're waving goodbye to. I probably first came across it in 10th edition, and that's like $13. So the revised edition is cheaper. I don't know if that's the cheapest version of it. Imagine 4th edition is, a little bit cheaper. Sometimes there's probably a cheapness sweet spot somewhere between 4th and 10th. Yeah, looks like 4th is the cheapest. And different artwork for all of it. Let's just go back to that one. And then we've got another legendary here. Oh, no, sorry. No, my mistake. Not a legendary. It's a Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. 1 and 2 red creature, Goblin Rogue. Other goblins you control get +1/+1. Red tap, Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. Deals damage equal to the number of goblins that enter the battlefield under your control this turn to any target. And then we've got Skull Clamp. I figured seeing as we were generating 1/1 tokens, although the problem is once you start getting pump spells in it, this is doesn't give you the same amount of, or the card draw that it gives you just doesn't work, because the whole point is you want to put this on a 1/1 so it dies, you put it into the graveyard and then you can draw 2 cards. So again, the timing of this is pretty important as to when you start to stick out cards that will pump the power and toughness of your goblins. So let us drag in these cards. I'm going to leave these in for the set. fact, these sort of cards make sense in a mono red deck anyway, and the Goblin Burrows does. So we'll, increase the number of lands here anyway. I'll also need to raise this up a little bit as well. I haven't adjusted this yet to allow for the fact that it's a commander deck, so we need to raise that up. So we'll take that up for the moment. They're running pretty small creatures, so we'll just take it to around about 34. Okay, Goblin King, in you go. Goblin Bandit Lord, and Skull Clamp is going in. It's been reprinted a few times from Darksteel originally, and it's not going to be long before we get to Darksteel actually in this. In my move through the different Magic the Gathering sets. So that's going to be an interesting set to look at on that whole block generally actually. So what was I doing? Just having a quick look at. Let's do the original. Right. Let's see what we get recommended. So I'm going to be running easily 30 creatures, no problem at all. Let's see what it recommends. It's thinking. The only thing is these goblins have already been reprinted several times, so I expect there's going to be instances when I'm going to add it in from here, and I've already got it in the set. So, but it's fairly easy to spot those when you go back in. 21. So we need roughly around 10 additional creatures. Or goblins, should I say. Right, let's see. Oh, that's good. It's readied me, which means it's already in there. Matron. I think, no, we don't have a Goblin Chieftain either. No, we have a. So. Do that. This should bark at me, yeah. Okay. Oh, we don't have a Goblin King. Oh, we do have a Goblin King. Oh, yeah, of course we have a Goblin King. Goblin Recruiter. So we got quite a few cards here that are going to do good work hunting us down goblins. I'm regenerating 1/1s. Okay, so let's have a look at this. That would be quite useful. Well, the more the merrier. let's hold it at 34. There's probably some pre-existing goblins here I could get rid of, but take that out. Okay. I'll have a let's look at the artifacts. I suppose the predictable thing to do here, we don't really have to worry too much about, well, we don't have to worry, it's all about mana fixing because it's just a mono red deck. So I think I'll just put in some stuff that protects the commander. Okay, we've already actually got this in. Put in a soul ring. What have we got here? Yep. Yep. Now, do I want to? So that's actually good. This is an interesting card. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for the moment. I'm sure there's a whole load of other utility artifacts I could shove in, but we'll just leave that. So let's see what it's going to recommend me for enchantments. What we'll expect to get here. Maybe some things that multiply damage, perhaps, seeing as we're in red. Okay, whenever creatures. Yep. was the one that I skipped over. I might revisit that. Might be give me some room to put a planeswalker in, or two. Right. Okay. Oh yeah, Seething Song. A way of dealing with artifacts. A scour from existence. Might stop there. May have overcooked it a bit on the instance. And what you should see now is some scalable damage spells, like X spells. So we do have a number of cards here that generate Goblin tokens, which is going to be pretty handy. That's interesting in this deck. There we go, Fireball. And Banefire. I was after. Room for 3 more cards. I'm going to have a quick look at see what planeswalkers it suggests. Like that. More addition. Have a quick look through the artifacts. See if we've got something interesting. What's the ability? Oh, that could be good. Whenever an ability of a equipped creature is activated, if it isn't a mana ability, copy that ability. Yes, please. Okay, so we'll take a look at the land, just to see if there's any more utility we can leverage, because we don't have a ton of non-basic lands. Suppose it makes sense to play that. And have a look at and that. Goblin Burrows was already in there, so going to put in a reliquary tower. And then I'll just reduce this. Yep, okay, there's our deck. Boom. Right, export the deck first. Golden rule of IT. Although, of course, it doesn't matter, I suppose. I've already saved it. Always save it before you go and do something. Right. Let's have a look at the stats. I don't think I need to be too worried. Right, let's give it a quick play test. Close out of that. Right, what do we got? That's an interesting startup here. 4. Jockey. Goblin Sledder. Well, one thing with a mono red goblin deck, generally it shouldn't be too short. Oh, turn 1 Soul Ring. Shouldn't be too short of things to play. That's pretty interesting. So I've got turn 1 Mountain. Look at this. Might as well do it properly. Into a Soul Ring. Into a Fire Diamond. There we go. Putting on Den of the Bugbear. Well, that's, yeah. so now, 3 in a red. Yeah, we're good. So comes a 3/2 goblin creature with this creature attacks, create a 1/1 rolled red goblin creature thing. So yeah. Actually, let's put this back with the with our land. I'll just put that there. So I tap that, it's not going to know, but yeah, tap that. And we get a 1/1. Does it let me? Oh, I can create a copy. I don't really know this interface that. Oh, there we go. Look, creature token. Cool. It's a goblin. Tapped and attacking. Maybe I should start. Comment me in the section if you want me to start doing this in the Commander episodes just for fun. Just goldfish the deck a little bit. I know I do just regular hand draws normally, and I must admit I'm not a big fan of necessarily goldfishing the deck in the Deck Dirtle episodes, but here it could be quite fun. Oh, I've forgotten where I was now. Damn it. Okay. Oh. I forgot to tap out, didn't I? I don't know. Should have done that before I activated the ability. Naughty me. In actual fact, that doesn't get tapped either. I'm not reading these cards correctly. Oh yeah, it does because we attack with it. Sorry. Ah, dear. I do know what I'm doing. Sort of. Oh yeah, this deck could get seriously out of control. So let's just untap. Is there an untap all here? I don't know if there is. Yep. There we go. Just learning the interface as I go along. So draw. Play my land out. Just making sure there's nothing else I want to play. Play out my Door of Destinies, which is 4. Actually, did I make a mistake? Oh no, I didn't. Because that goes out tapped. And I didn't use it on the turn I played it, so it's okay. Forgot to tap it when it went into play. So I'm going to choose whatever you put. Yeah, so I'm gonna. So obviously this throws out me being able to use Skull Clamp once this starts getting online and I start putting Goblin creatures out, because yeah, I won't be able to use Skull Clamp for card draw. That's the only thing. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Let me just untap all. Alright, I'm not going to do anything particularly special here, so yeah, so you can see things are starting to get interesting. So I'm just going to jump ahead. I won't play around with this anymore, but see what else we got. Sparksmith. Yeah, so we're already starting to get goblins into play. This thing is pretty brutal. And then we get on there, and then we start. Double Strike comes online. Goblin Burrows comes online. Another mountain. Oh. And so on. There's all our land coming online. Oh dear. In fact, it might be tempting in this deck, because there's such a low curve. We could probably, I mean, I know there's some, is there some cycling lands in there or not? Let's have a look. Yeah, either what we could do is just play more cycling lands instead of plains, or just cut back. I don't know whether we would want to take this, say, down to 30 and then put other utility in there. Anyway, it's an interesting deck. Yeah. Oh, there's Goblin King. Made it into the sideboard for some reason. I think I just wanted to show that was the weird alternate artwork. Okay, so there we have it. Hopefully that was interesting. Thanks to the Architect algorithm for helping me build such an interesting deck. Cool. Yep. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.